Hello. Okay, here we go again. So let's talk about the lifecycle methods. React will have like a couple of lifecycle methods, as you can see from the slides earlier in the morning. Basically, we will have the most important one is the component bit mount. Really? You don't see it?
Sorry, now I can see it. Sorry, it was lagged a little bit.
All right. The most important is component bit mount. Okay, and you can read from the short description here. Basically, it's the most important thing. It will execute after the first render. What does it mean? I will show you. Okay, go to the code and then here FC, no, RCC. Okay, let's go to R and component bit mount console log inside bit mount, and this will be console log in render, right? So I'm just showing hello world. Okay, here you will see the result. In render run first, and then after that, this mount runs after that, right? Cool. What does it mean? It means the render execute first, the component bit mount after execute after that, right after that, right? Move on. Next, the next method. I will talk about this later. And component bit update. What is component bit update? And what? Basically, you will use component bit mount, component will mount, and component will receive props. The most you will use. Component bit update means like easy to check if the previous state is different from the current state. If they are different, the content will be executed. All the content of this function will be executed. So you rarely use it, but in some case you use it. What is component will unmount? Basically, when you move to another route, another page. Right now you only have one page, right? In the future, you will learn how to make other pages. We will call it routes, like this. And when you move to another route, that means you unload the current component. And sometimes you want to clear some data, you want to clear some state of that component, so you will call component will unmount, right? Right. I will show you some code to let you get familiar with component bit mount, component will mount, and component will receive props. Actually, component will receive props is old. It's not really cache and cookies. It's all about state, and sometimes it's local storage. For example, if you're out of that route, you want to clear some memory or some local storage, you may want to use it. For example, if the current user is different, it's changed, the current user is changed, you want to clear all the memory of that current user and change that to a new user. I was answering to Bao on the chat. Okay, component will receive props. In the current version of React, they replace it with a different one. It's called get derived state from props. Basically, it's kind of the same though. But I refer this one. I don't know why they changed it. So they remove it, not really remove, but they make it as a deprecate, and they change it to get derived state from props. I will show you what happened. Okay, let's go to the code. And here, let's remove this as well. I'm going to make a very simple app. Before we do the lab, I will make a very simple app so that we can increment the count number or decrement the count number. Okay, constructor props, and then super props. Here we call this state equal to count 0. We start from 0, right? And now we want to increment it. Let's say here is a count is, and we call that state of count. And we want to have 2 buttons. Button on click this increment. This one is going to be check decrement. Okay, now I want to define these 2 functions. Actually, they are called method. Increment. It's wrong, but I show you the wrong way so that you will remember and you will know the error that you can fix it in the future. This dot set state, and then inside is an object. Inside the set state is an object. The set state will have 2 arguments. The first is an object. The second is a callback function. But don't worry about the callback function right now. Just focus on this one first. Count is equal to this dot state dot count plus 1. Right? Now I'm going to copy this, make another function for the decrement, and we minus 1. Okay, let's call it and run. What happened? You see the error. Error. Cannot read property set state of undefined. The reason why is this is not referred to the class itself, but it's referred to the function. This belongs to the function. The function also have this. The class also have this. So in this case, the this here is referred to the function, and we don't want that. We want the this of the class here, which means this dot state, right? This, and this set state means class dot set state. So the old way of doing this is you can do like something like this. You buy it. I mean by this increment equal to this increment by this. And you see it works. Bam. Magic. This is even older. Okay, we don't use that. We can make this one into an anonymous function. The big difference between the anonymous function and normal function is the anonymous function doesn't have this. So basically this here will refer to this of the class. And you see that work as well. Cool. Question about this? You should have question about this. Yeah. So basically, the function also have something called this, and the this of the function is it's kind of like similar to this of the class. But when you just type this like this, it will understand this of the function. By default, function also have this. Okay. In order to remove the this of the function, you can use an anonymous function. What does it mean by anonymous? Anonymous means you're like, you don't have a real identity, right? So you lose this. And then the this will become the this of the class. And the buy is, you want to buy, for example, this. You want to buy this, the this of the function, the class to the this of the function, like basically the same thing here, remove the this of the function. Okay. Actually, function also have this. Yes, kind of like that. Yeah, because in anonymous function, there is no this. And if you use this inside that, it means this of the parent. The this of the parent, and the parent right now is a class. Okay, that's also work. This one is also an anonymous function. That's another case. That's why when I want to do this is you defining a function. Here you define a function, anonymous function. You're not calling a function. You define an anonymous function. Basically, this syntax is the same as this. Yeah. This concept is really confusing. You will learn it in time. The more you get into JavaScript, you understand it more. Cool. And in here, because I don't have any argument, so it's also work. If I have argument like this, it will like, maximum update that means a loop. Okay. We're not calling a function. We assign a function to the button. Cool. Is it like 12? 12 here? Let's go. Let's try it. Yeah, I think so. You don't need it. So still work. But there are a couple of ways to do it. Just showing you how. The different. Okay. Old people and new people and whatsoever. I know. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. Just showing you like 3 ways to do the same thing. A bit confused. So you can have, now let's stick to maybe, right. Basically, what I'm doing here is defining a function. This is defining a function, anonymous function. And that function will execute this function, okay? Which is the same as this. So let's see what happened. It will work. But if you don't want to use anonymous function here, you can remove it. And then you can use anonymous function right here. Basically, they are the same. SetState is a class method. React class method. Okay. So I just showing you that on the internet, you may find a document that some people will use something like this. Some people just put in this. Basically, this is how Charles, our CEO, wants us to use. That's the basic. And then you can use the anonymous function. This in like, it's a shorthand, but I don't really like this way, but yeah, stick to whatever you want. Cool, can I move on? Can you move on? All right. Okay, next. Yeah, don't worry. That's the right way. There are 3 ways you can use. Either way work fine. But this way is binding something here. Binding here is O, super O. Okay. Move on. I will show you the component bit mount, but you actually use it. So I'm not going to show it here because I don't have to do anything for this kind of app. But I will show you the component will receive drops. Okay, you may want to use this quite a lot. Let's go back to the code. What if I don't render it here? I want to render a component. Let's call it count, and I want to pass in count equal to this count, and then close it. Delete this one. Now I want to import from component count. Okay. So in count, I want to define a new component, RFC, no, RCC, and the same class by component. In this one, I'm gonna define a class. I'm gonna call this one count is dot props. Count, basically the same thing, right? Cool. Pam? No. Cannot derivative of system define. Oh shit. This maybe fix this. I changed this one, but I haven't like changed it back. Okay, now I can still count. Cool. But what if I don't want to use the value of props here? I want to use this state of count, the state of this component, not the state of the parent, because I want to like manipulate the state of this children component. So I'm gonna the same thing, constructor props, and then super, same thing, nothing new, equal to what? Count. You can type 0 here, so you see the different. So how do can anyone tell me how to make the states work? You will have something called component viewed mount. Okay, what does it mean? From the word you can tell when this component mount, you will get the value of the props and then stick into the state. Update your state. This set state. Count an object. Count this dot prop dot count. Right. Let's see what happened. Nothing. If I change this one to 5, what happened? What should you see? 0 or 5? Wow. Okay, Khôi, Bảo, and Nhân say 5. Let's see what happened. It's 0. Why is it 0, guys? Why is it 5? Why do you say it's 5? Someone explain. And why do you say it's 0? Yeah, Cap. No, actually it's state. This is state. Look at this. I will show you. It was 5 and then change to 0, maybe. I don't know. Just console it. This dot state dot count, right? Yeah, something like this. Didn't answer it right. Okay. I'm going to reserve the log. 0, 0 and 0. What it does is, even though we define initial state, let's console log here. Console log this dot state count. You will see 5 and then 0. See? 5 and then 0. Where's 5 coming from? 5 is here. And with this component will mount is executed before rendering, re-rendering. Basically, it will log out the count here. Yes. And then the wheel mount here will get the value from the props, and then it update the state here. This state, not the state of the app, the state of the count. Different state, right? So that's how I explain the component wheel mount. And now, what if I want to click these 2 buttons and the number here change? Let's go back to, for example, this one, 0. Okay. And I want the number will change. Go away. Shit, I have something that's blocked my tab. Okay, here we go. It doesn't change. It's always 0. Always 0. It does not change. Why is that? Because this function will run once. Will mount run once, only once when the component is mounted. That's it. it will stop running. The state here will stop updated. Okay. In order to make it updated, every time we change the props, we can do something like this. Let's go and do this. Component will receive props. Right. Mounted is when the com is loaded. It's when the component is called here. When you call it, it's mounted. Okay. All right. So go back and then copy this name and then paste here. Cool. Now, common receive prop will give you an argument called next props. Basically, it's the next value of the props. It will compare to the value of the previous prop. We can call it this. So I'm gonna do something like this. If next props dot count not equal to this prop account, then we do what? We this dot set state, and then the count will be the next prop account. See what happened. Pam, 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 pam. Wow. So what's the value here, guys? The value here is the value of the children state, the cow state, not the value of the app state. You can tell right here. And why is the state updated every time we click the button, right? We click the button and the value of the apps changed, but not the value of the cow changed. Because thanks to this lifecycle method, we call it component will receive props. Right now it's changed to get the right state from props. Basically, this function will no longer have access to this anymore. But now you can still use it. Where is it? Okay, kind of confusing, but I want you guys to know about this. So you will get familiar with it in the future. Maybe some like employer will ask you about the life cycle and you will like have no idea how to answer it, right? Cool. Order. As you can see from here, it's just saying true or false. This one you only saying true or false. We know this, so we know this. This one only return true or false. We don't really use it. And the we update here just run before the rendering. It's kind of like wheel mount, but wheel mount only run once. Wheel update run every time the component is updated, but before we render it. Cool. Answering to bit now. And wheel mount I already explained it. Did updates after rendering. It's basically the same. It's kind of like the same as command did mount, but it runs every time we render, we update the state. So here's the lifecycle methods. Okay, answering the questions. What happened if you use did mount instead of wheel mount in CalJS? Is it the same? It's not really. It's kind of the same, but guess what? You have to guard, right? You have to guard against it. For example, you have to guard against the null object, like we did earlier in the class, right? Because the default value we got from the here is null, for example. Basically, did mount run after the render and will mount run before the render. That's a huge difference. You can tell. It's not the same. It's different, but it's kind of like do the same job. The only difference is the time is executed. Is this prop account the old prop value? Yeah, this one is the old one. This is the current one. So, okay, I will remove this. I will remove this line, and you will see what happened. This props.count. You will see the exact problem. Look at this. Look at this. Right? Same. But when I click increment, it will not go up to 1 right away. See, it's still 0. But when I click again, it will go to 1. Again, still 0 now. If I click, still 0. I click again, it's 1. So why is that? Because this dot props account is the old value. This props is the old props. Okay. Then we don't want that. We want it to like update to 1 right away. So we want it to compare with the new one. Or we can just ignore this and then we next props. Okay, that's why it's also work, I think. Yeah, no. You have to compare. Maybe. No. Same. Still work. But you want to compare. If the props change, you update it. If the props doesn't change, you don't do that. Okay. This line is just that. Check. Check if props value has changed. If yes, execute the following code. Right? Cool. Khôi. Is that okay? No, I'm talking to Khôi. Yeah, okay. Now I go back and look at the question. What is wheel mount used for? Right. What is wheel mount used for? Okay, here the result. Wheel mount run only once when component is mounted, and before render it mount, same thing, and after render. Wheel update run every time state is changed before render. If update run every time state change and after render. Cool. Where did we define next verb? Okay, next verb is here. It's a something magical given by React. It's a tool. We use a tool. We need to understand the tool. That's it. More confused. Just remember this. That's it. Any more questions? What happened if you did not explain it? Can you explain what happened when you click it? How can we have that magical script? All right, that's a very difficult question. It's how React define, how people in Facebook define React, the lifecycle method. Okay, basically you have this the old, this the new props, the old props, you compare it. That's it. So basically you will see, and one more, will unmount, run once when the component is unmounted. So it's understand it's the new prop automatically. All right, here's a new props. Let's call it new props. All right, and this that props is the old props. Cool. Any more question about the life cycle? Juris, confusion between the props and the constructor. Basically, the constructor, don't worry about too much about the constructor here. Constructor here only like basically define initial values for the class. That's it. That's it. Inherit props from parent class. Constructor is like the hook in function. Don't worry about hook. Don't. Let's not talk about hook here because when class is invented, there's no hook. Okay. All right. It's very hard, young. I need to see the code, and if you ask me more, I will explain. But basically, you will rarely use something like unmount. Actually, I see on other people projects, final project, no one uses wheel mount. Sometimes you want to use it instead of using always use a disk mount here because this mount run after the render. Sometimes you want some code to execute before the render, and you have to use wheel mount, right? It's not a must that you have to use wheel mount, but it's better if you use wheel mount. Okay, and we'll update. No, it's only used within the class. There are equivalent for the functional component. We'll talk about it in the future. For now, today's lesson is just about class, right? That's why I want you guys to understand the lifecycle first, and then we will see the other syntax for example, hooks. Maybe in the next year they will invent something more, some magical, something like Superman, and then you need to understand the syntax for Superman. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about use effect here. Okay, use effect. Use effect. Some function. This one. Equivalent to component did update. Right. This one equivalent to component did update, and comma an array here equivalent to component did mouse. And here, yeah, it's not component did update. Sorry, fuck. Equivalent to constantly calling some function. Okay, one more. For example, props.count equivalent to component did update, and then you compare this count equal to next props.count. How about that? Next slide. Okay. So you will use it in the future, and I will show you why and how. Right? Don't worry about this just yet. Too much for just one day. Too much for one day. Too much. Let's come out this. Okay. Right? Are you cool with this? Did mount and wheel mount use effect? No, there's no equivalent for use mount. For wheel mount in use effect. No, there's no equivalent for wheel mount. Use effect like it's did mount. Use effect. Yeah. Use effect always run after render. Yeah. Right. I think that's enough for the life cycle. Cool. That's a lot, you know. Okay, let's go back to the lab. You know, show you. All right, here we go. I will skip a little bit of these formatting, right? I will jump straight into the logic. All right, let's go and delete everything. Okay. CC class super of state equal to the weather. No, by default it's no. And then we want to show hello. Let's see what if it works. Hello world works. Okay, go back, and then we want to call get current geo coordinate. So we need to define a method to get the current coordinate, and then we need to call it. Then call it. We need to define the method first. Get current call. Right. So now I don't remember the syntax. I'm gonna Google. Google Navigator. Get current position. Something like this. Something like this. Right. Copy and paste for the win. So here inside the parentheses here is a callback function, and that callback will automatically receive something magical called results. First of result. Okay. Then in order to make it call right away, we need to use component did now. Then call this one. This dot. See what happened. Nothing. Wow. Yeah, yeah. Is it the correct sentence? Comment did now. Results, consult results. Well, whatever, go back and read the documentation again. Let me get the difference and find some component now, yeah. Read it. Get current position. And how do we use it? Here's a example. Okay, this one you have success and error. Okay, the navigator geolocation get current position, success, error. So this is the first element. This is the only element. So this is the result. If we want to see the error, console of error. Let's see what happened. There's no error. Is it run? Now I'm confused. Super confusing.
Try the console log inside of the get current words.
Does work. So this one does work. Let's say let's put something here and see what happens. Nothing. Results. Console results. Is it the correct
syntax? How about you
just?
Yeah, I think syntax is right. But after results, not the console log, but can you try, I don't know, make some callback function? That's how I see in the internet.
The whole thing
here
is
that one is
the whole thing
inside
is
of, yeah, I know. But when I see the internet example, they don't do like console.log like that. They
No, it's just slow.
oh,
It
now you
goes
can
here.
get. Ah, okay, okay.
The whole thing here is a callback function. This one is a callback function. So we have 3 arguments here, as you can see from the documentation. They say you have success, you have error, and you have options. For now, we don't need option, and just put the error there. It doesn't do anything, so we can skip that. So now we see the results. The geolocation object. Inside the object, we have a key called coordinates. Inside a coordinate object, we have more keys, and they are latitude and longitude, right? So now we have result dot cos dot longitude, and then results latitude. See what happened? There we go. This is what we want. Okay, and how do we get the location out of that? Wait, it is the other understand? Yeah, it's the same API. Same API. Why do you say that? I don't see it. Why is it the same? Navigator dot geolocation dot get current position. But we actually have 3 arguments: results, means success, or error, or options. For example, we want to get the current location around the accuracy about 500 meters. You can put the option in there like this. Enable high accuracy, true or false, but don't worry about those. So now we want to get the location out of next. Get location out from coordinate, right? So we need to get this from the coordinate. You need to call an API, and I don't know how. Is it here? Oh, just use it. Just call this one, and then you give it the longitude and the latitude, right? Is that correct? Here, something like this. So I don't have the API key. Can someone give it to me, please? Okay. Get weather info. Let's just call it fetch weather. It's a function. Inside the function, we will call API const response equal wait. Now we need to async it. Wait fetch. Here's the URL. Lat equal to something, and then long equal something. Need to replace these with the backtick. Okay. What do you mean, hang on? All right. And API key, right? Okay, something like this. Let's call it process dot env. No, process dot env dot react key API key. I will show you how to use this. All right. You don't need the format in React when you define. Oh, yes, because we don't like call something. This is a method. This one is a method of the object. For a method of the object, you just assign the value right away. For example, qua equal to handsome, something like that, just like that. And in order to have access to that, you can call this dot qua. That's it. You call it. Cool. All right. So now we need to use the API key, but guys, don't do this. Don't do it like this. you will get complaints from GitHub, like you expose your credential. So what we do here, we create an env file. Then we have React API key equal to this. Cool, are you with me? Unexpected token, yeah. Right? Are we okay? And now, yeah, do this step before we submit to GitHub. So right now, just forget about this. Forget about this. So keep it there. Console log process React API key. Let's see what happened. What happened in here? What's here? Unexpected token. Blah 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 blah. Wait. Yeah. It's coming out this slide. NVM start. Okay. You should see the API key here. Undefined ship. React API key. React API key. Is it correct? So in this, about to give your some password. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah. Okay. Now the question is why it's undefined. Aha. Again. Okay. React.env. Oh, there's a documentation on how to use it. Yeah, right here. You can project.env.react. React app I spelled wrong. Shit. Okay, here we go. Now, oh shit, still. Copy the name, put it in here. Still, whenever you change something in the env file, you have to start the server again. Okay. There we go. We have the key. Cool. Do I have to do it again? Let's do it again. So we create a file called .env, and we name the variable like this. We name the global variable like this. React underscore app underscore the name we want. Let's call it qua. Okay. And then inside our app, inside all the files inside our project, if you want to have access to that variable, just call it like this. Remember, for React, we need React app always. The prefix here is always React app. Okay, let's see the results. Shit, need to stop the server and run again. We'll see. Here we go. Cool, guys. So when we push the folder to GitHub, people won't see the env file. Yep. In here, you have inside your Git here, you would have something called .env, right? In here, you have all the folder you don't want to push to GitHub. Now, I check Git status. Okay, these are the files that have changed. Git ignore app.js, index.js, but nowhere I change. Nowhere say .env is changed, right? Because we already ignored here. So how it show up when people inspect our web for sources? Yeah, so basically you hide it. And you hide from GitHub. Yep, it's not so up. Look at this. Look at your Git log. There's no .env. And The dot env here is ray, right? As you can see from the color here, it's ray, and ray. Why are they ray? Because they are ignore. More about ignoring files. We ignore the folder here. We ignore the file here. So that's why when we push to GitHub, these files will not go to GitHub. Okay, let's go back. Keep going. And then process. This one gonna be React app, and then and here we need the latitude and the longitude. Where do we get that? We get it from here. Lat and long. Means we will call the function instead of console of it. We will call the function, right? Fetch whether this dot fetch where lat and long, and then here we put in lat, and here we put in long. Look at the order. The step that I have make is very important. Don't copy and paste. Then we need to console log. Yes. Yeah. No, just const data equal to response.json, and then we console log data. Let's see what happened today later. Let's run. Need to start again. Blah blah blah. Wait. All right, here we go. Wait for a couple of seconds. Okay. Unexpected token in iteration at position 1, promise pending rejected. Why? What the hell? Why is it rejected? Let's see why. Console log response. Okay, here's response. No, it's not. Oh shit. HTTPS. We missed that part. All right. Bum, 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 bum.
And then yeah, qua at the you
Okay,
cannot see
status.
the result.
No. So that's why we console log here. Line 20. We look at line 20 here. Forget about these lines. Look at this.
Okay.
20 here. So we got a response, and that response is a bar request. Okay. I'm showing you how to debug, not showing you how to code. Right. Debug. You can see here is an error from the API server. It say bar request. Why is that? Read. There's no reason. If it doesn't tell you anything about the request, then we need to take a look at the URL here. Is this correct URL? I don't know. Go back and read the documentation. Is it the APK? I'm not sure, but let's go back and see. Where is it? Member here. Go back. App ID is app ID. When you read the documentation carefully, it's app ID. Go back to your code, paste in app ID, change it. All right. Okay, let's see. This again, bad request, that bullshit. What else? Latitude and longitude, question mark, dot, and long, and ID.
Qua, can you try to change the app ID to API key, but K is a capital? I think it's a case sensitive. Can you try that?
Sure, just read it. Why is say here API ID? API key. Still false. Why? Okay, my guess is the longitude and the latitude is wrong. the longitude and the latitude value here is wrong. And let's copy and use something like this. Instead of using the longitude and the latitude, here is app ID. Told you, man. The document say app ID, so it has to be app ID. Don't make it up, app ID. So what we need to change is this part, maybe. Let's say, I don't know, adjust the documentation, nothing else. Let's say New York, right? New York. Is it New York, correct? Okay, it's not found. Now it's not found. Good, good. Now we receive a different error, not found. Good. London, let's go with this one. City name and then IBI key. Yeah. Pitna, are you sure that the IBI key is correct? Whoever gave me, I don't know. Who gave me the key? I just used it. Okay, wait. Oh. Ooh, we got it. Okay, we got it. So the syntax is like this. Let's see what happened here. Let's console it. Data equal to res.json, is it correct? Respond JSON. Help me. Oh, wait. Yeah, stop lying. Await respond, and now we can delete this line, and we can actually see the data. Here we go. This is the data we want, right? So what happened before that the longitude and latitude doesn't work? Because I think the order is wrong. This one should be longitude. Ah, shit. This one is longitude and this one latitude. So the order is wrong. And this one back to longitude, and this one is latitude. And then instead of querying the city, we want to query the lat equal to lat, and then long equal to long, right? Ah, shit. Right, sorry. Nice. You're watching. Right, this is what we want, right? Cool. The next step, we actually got the data, and then we want to save data to our state, right? So, what the hell? This dot set state, inside set state is an object. Whether, what do we want from here? Whether this one? I don't know. Oh shit, whatever, just data. Right. I don't know. Let's get all of them. What if we want to use all of them, right? We want to use the name, we want to use the coordinate, we want to use the weather. So let's get all of them. Okay. Now let's remove this line and then console log here. Console log weather. You will see two results. The first one will be no. The second one will be the object that we actually receive. This dot state. Where? All right. So the first time is no, and then we fetch. We set state. The same time it runs. It's the object that we receive. Cool. Cool. Now, what if I don't want to see the null here? I don't want to see the constant null here. We can change this one to component view mount. Let's see what happens. Still no. Fuck. Component view mount, really? Component view, still no. Why is it still no? I think we have to do something like async here. Shit. Still, I'm wrong. Let me try this one. Async, I don't know, function, and then we run this, and then yeah. This one doesn't actually do anything. Shit. Still, we see no. Fuck this. Just move on. Component div mount. Sorry, I tried something weird. Right, Sam. You may ask, what the hell is this? All right. I define a function anonymous function and call it right away. Same thing. You receive the value here. What's the next step? The next step is fetching data. It's done. It's done. It's done. Render the data to the front end. This is easy. I don't want to do it. Display a loading message. Oh, this one's hard. Let's do it. So you can return it like this. Need to see the weather. Let's go with the state dot name. Okay, state name. State. This is the state of weather dot name. You will see an error because by default it's no. Now that's why you need to get is did I already did it. Is the state dot weather and then right Ho Chi Minh City. Now we don't want to do this every time we refresh the page, so we want to do a gar here. Render, you can do, there are a couple of ways you can do it. You can do return and then return this dot state dot weather question mark, and then you can put it here. So ugly, right? Else, return another thing. Else return a loading, please wait. Right? Loading, please wait. Loading, please wait. Ho Chi Minh City. Same results. But this kind of way of doing is like it's very bad for the reading, the readability. So we want to do something else. If not this dot state dot weather, we return this one, else we return this. Okay, makes sense. Same results. Question. Uh, why don't we need to use else? Why? Because we return right here. If it's no, we return this. So the other clause is else. So why do we need else? We don't need else because we already return. If we don't return here, then we need else. Okay. Questions? If no question, I will move on. Yeah. What is it? Waiting for young questions. I'm trying to render both C and F at the same time. Oh. Okay. I already have C. Okay. So it's easy. You have two options. You can either constant and yes. Yes. You can either ask the API to return Celsius or Fahrenheit, or you can do it yourself. Convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. Formula. You have the formula here, so it's very easy, maybe. Okay, something like this. Celsius to Fahrenheit. So what's the weather here? What's the temperature here, right? Dot main and then dot temp. This does say that. And one more thing. Just like main dot temp. See what happened here. Why does it take so long? Okay, 305. I want to convert it into convert F to C function. Here the formula F to C. Shit. Go and read it and find more conversion. F to C. Here we go. Here. F to C. So we have F here. We need C. Return F minus 32, and then that's it. Something wrong here. What's wrong? What the hell is wrong with this? Unexpected character. What the hell? Okay, that was not a minus symbol. Oh my God. Okay, here we got the result here. Now I'm gonna call this one. And C is this, we render this, right? And this one is F or C is convert F to C, put F in here. So, see what certify this part. Loading this way. All right. Fuck, that's wrong. This number is wrong. So basically, that's how you calculate it, but the formula is wrong. I don't know. This one is bullshit. Oh, this one. Oh shit, that's Kevin. Okay. Kevin. Just okay. Celsius plus this one. K minus this. K. Let's go back. Yeah, there we go. Nice, Emily. Haven't heard from you for a long while. Okay, move on. I don't think this one is necessary. I think you guys can do it. Error handling, what the hell is this? Right? Some people may ask. Error handling. Basically, okay, here, what if I change the URL here? Okay, I change the URL and then you can see right away. Loading, please wait. Nothing else, nothing, it doesn't throw anything, right? So we want to do something to prevent this situation. And that's when we use try catch. Try something and then we catch error. If there's error, we do something else. Okay, now we gonna move everything in here. All right. Where is the best? Really? Maybe I agree with that. I like Celsius more. Right. Cursor error. Let's see what happened. Wait. Wait. Wait a lot. No. Refresh again. Network. Oh shit. Reload. Waits for the weather is wrong. Pending. Pending. It usually take 30 seconds maybe. But it takes so long. Try and then catch. Yep. Wait. What the hell is it pending? Try catch fetch. Here's in sample. Parallel fail with fetch. All right. You fetch. This is your way. This is the then callback. Hang on. So we want to do something else. Not then. Await. Async await. Okay, here we go. Something like that. Async. This one is okay. This is the old way. The new way is async. Promise. This is the old way. Here we go. Something like this. Async await. Async await. Async await. Okay. So now how do we use try and catch? Here. Throw the arrow and catch. Okay. Basically, I did it right. Nothing wrong. Okay, here we got a result. After 30 seconds, we receive a result. Say, this is console log on line 24. 24 failed to fetch. Okay, failed to fetch. Failed to fetch. But what if I enter the correct URL but I put in the wrong parameter, for example, double last, like that, and then you have to wait. Okay, we got a result here. This is the error. Really? No. 42. This is data that the API returned for us. We don't want this. Thanks to this message, we got a result, an error here. We want to prevent this as well. So we have two levels to prevent. The first level is prevent wrong URL. Okay, and then the next one is prevent to handle not really prevent, but to handle error from the API response. So we have two levels. This one, the API doesn't respond anything, but instead the built-in method fetch will return an error. This one is the error we got from the API. They are different. So how do we handle this? We already did this. So now we need to handle this. Okay, it's easy if you can look at the log here. The code is 400, right? Code is 400. So we have something if data, not really, if code is, what if we return this one back to last and let's see what happens. I want to see the correct response first. Okay, if code is 200, that means success. You can see HTTP code. Here we go. We have a list of the code. So basically, it will range from usually it will range from 200 until 500 or 504, 505 or something. 200 means okay. That means successful response. So right now we don't create anything. We don't do anything about it. So we use 200. If here, if data dot code equal 200, then we do these, else. We do what? Else. We want to throw a new error saying API doesn't respond respond with an error. Okay, let's see what happened. I'm going to change this one to T. So it's still loading, still loading, still loading, always still loading. It doesn't throw any error to the user, right? Still loading. And in the log here, in the console log, you can see API respond with an error. Where is that coming from? Here, API respond with an error. So how do we do that? We throw a new error. This one is we make a new instance of the class error. Don't worry about this. Just use it. We will learn it in the future. So for now, just use it as is. We learn to use this tool. Right now we don't need to understand how the tool works at all. So basically, throw a new error, and the content of the error is here. You can select it, the content of the error, right? That's it. Cool. So what if you want to show the error message from the API? It's not that hard. Let's do something like this. Data.message. Okay, this is the message from the API. Nothing to geocode because we use the wrong parameter here. Now I change this one back to latitude. There's no error actually. Really? Anything different? No. If oh shit. Oh yes. Else. And just move this one inside out, and then I'm gonna else. So confusing. Okay, there's some error, but it's not here. Fuck this. I'm gonna try and catch. Coming out this line. Coming out this line as well. See what happens. So the code is not changing really. If data that code is changing. Shit, what's wrong here? If data dot code is changing. Console log data.code. When you're unsure, just console log them. Okay, it's 200. How about log in line 17 and the long in line 19? Code. Oh yes, thank God. Yes. All right, here we go. Nice. 100 toys each. Okay, that's it. That's it for the try and catch. Basically, you want to put everything inside the try. That's it. So remove this and remove this as well. And this is unnecessary. This one unnecessary as well. Okay. That's it. Anything else? This milestone is like you need to look at the object here. You need to look at the weather. No. The main. No, there should be another API. Okay. By city, by geo coordinate, by zip code, city, wherever in this one. Ah, yeah. No. Ah, here in forecast. So basically, you also have in the current weather app hourly forecast API of 5 days. Click on this. Okay, we use forecast. We use forecast, right? Not weather. Weather is to get the current weather. Forecast is to get the forecast for the next couple of 5 days and every 3 hours. Basically the same thing. Let's try it. I'm gonna use forecast. Change this one. Let's see what happens. Column. All right. Error right away. So what the hell is wrong? Read the documentation. Can anyone tell me why does not work? API open weather. API. How about I change this one to question mark and then change this one to query equal O T city. See what happens. City and cloud shit. Really? London. Right, something wrong here. Error. Let it be ABN open market forecast. Can anyone tell me what's wrong? This is understandable. ABI or one weather, ABI or one weather mark or ATA 2.5 and then forecast question mark London. I'm gonna go with this. All right, we actually got the data. No. What the hell is 0 here? You can get the weather forecast for Friday for every channel by city ID. Let's go with this one, see what happens. For some reason, the same error. Try catch. Show this side. And then here. Oh, shit. Now it's 200 string. Is a string. So now I see a string. This ABI is shit. This ABI is shit, please. Okay, now we can, so here's some trick. Convert this one to string, no, to a number or the other way, or you can use the evil twin. This one, the evil twin, I would recommend not using it. Not use it. Try to not use the evil twin. It will cause you some problem. So instead of doing that, you can do something like multiply 1. Now there's no term, so we can just disable this. Okay, here we go. And why is that multiply 1? Basically, 200 multiply 1 will equal to 200 integer. That's how JavaScript works. Or you can do something longer, pass in, and then put everything in there and remove the multiply 1. That still works. Same thing. Right? The power of JavaScript. So I refer multiply 1. Or you can even use the evil twin here. Evil twin here means double equal. You can look up on the internet evil twin twins. Man, not this. This one. Double equal. JS. Okay, there's a comparison between the double and the triple. But try not to use double. Right? Questions? And inside this, you have an array here. So basically, this is daytime object. I don't know. It's a daytime object. This one is going to be a time. What do you mean video? This one's going to be a time. Console log the new day. See what happened. Okay, it's Monday, January blah blah blah. And that's wrong. That's bullshit. Datetime object from Unix to string. Let me see if we have the time here. Actually, oh shit, we actually have the string here. Datetime string. So this is a Unix timestamp. So how do we convert the Unix timestamp into a string like this? You can just use the string right here, or you can use a data object like I'm doing here. Where is it? How do I convert a timestamp such as this number into a time format like this? JavaScript. Okay, here we go. Wow, wow. Ah, yeah, something like this. Multiply 1000. 1000. Let's see what happens. All right, this is what we actually have. Wednesday, March 46. It's 46. Right. Cool. Cool. Convert Unix timestamp number 2, 3 object. Let's go with this. This one's so confused. All right. Any questions? Questions? So we learned something new today, object, and how to use try-catch, and the what was it? I'm going to save this one and then paste it, and the things here, the life cycle of React. Right. Okay. The life cycle of React. Okay. Life cycle is very important. In lawyer, we ask you a lot about the life cycle. So you need to understand, even though you don't use it that often, you only use this mail and you only use few mails or something, but you need to understand the life cycle. Okay. Cool. Now, see you tomorrow. How do I turn it off? Stop sharing.